Yannis, Pappas. Yeah. When you all tucked up in the baby long, and the news online going on and on, what's right and wrong, and there's something up. Now here comes a great kid you know you can trust. From the true who's who to the news and cameras, to the fake politics and the propaganda. Yeah, this kid screwed in, got a lot to say. Oh shit, it's about to be a long day. It's a long day.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Yannis Pappas Hour, and I want to just start by saying it's okay. Generally, everything out there is okay. When it's not okay, it ends up becoming okay. We all got the chance to live to 94. We just got to figure out a way to get $300 billion to make sure we can afford the greatest medical care that Warren Buffett, had on staff every single day. He's still going to continue working. Warren Buffett, the Michael Jordan of investing, has finally retired from his position at 94. What was his position? Sitting around, pushing buttons, and making money. Trading. I guess he was managing some staff, but not really. He paid someone to do that. He was a guy who sat around and went like this and just guessed about numbers going up, going down, and just made millions. Okay, he's famously quoted as saying, "We got a cathedral and a casino." You ever hear that quote from him? He said, "America is a cathedral and a casino. We have to take care of the cathedral. And you got to trust a guy who made all his money in the casino when he says, don't forget the cathedral." So I'm going to take the position that on this episode, that what Trump's doing is good. He's taking care of the cathedral. We got to build stuff. That's what he means. We got to build stuff. We got to make stuff. So just hang in there. We're building up the cathedral. We get the incense going. We're going to start taking care of the cathedral. We're going to polish it. Some deacons walk around, clean the pews. We're doing things because we have been living a little bit too much at the casino. And that's what he meant. The casino is the stock market. He said we have two robust pillars of the American amazing economy that made us the greatest economic engine of all time. The cathedral and the casino. And we've all skipped church. We've all skipped church on Sunday, and we've spent a couple of days at the casino with a couple of toes in the fountain of the Fountain Blue. That's in Miami, of the MGM. We've all tipped our toes into the fountain of the MGM, and Trump is saying, hey, man, we got to take care of the cathedral. We're going to build a great, big, beautiful cathedral where we're making stuff again. We're Pittsburgh is making steel. We're Pennsylvania is making rubber bands. We're going to make it. We're not just going to sell it here. We're going to make it. Right? Sometimes you got to rip the Band-Aid off. He's ripping the Band-Aid off. Some people would say, hey, maybe build up the infrastructure, play along with China for a couple of years, and then pull the rug. Right? Some people would say that. Other people would say, hey, man, you know what you got to do with a bad relationship? Pull the Band-Aid off and just let it heal in the open air. 2 for 25 is not bad. Right now it's 2 for 25. Maybe it stays 2 for 25. I don't know. But shout out to all of the Fellini movies we would not be able to watch anymore. Because now we got 100% tariff on all Hollywood movies shot outside the United States. This is a tariff I'm not worried about. This was the one where I heard and I was like, you know what? I guess I won't be able to catch up with my Bollywood movies. The good thing about this tariff is I already thought there was 100% tariff on foreign movies. I don't remember the last time I watched a foreign movie. ¿Y tú también? When's the last time you tuned into a movie, period? As a grown adult in America, when's the last time you actually went to a movie that wasn't the Fast and the Furious? So that we're not going to be allowed to watch foreign movies because they got 100% tariff doesn't scare me at all. Also, there's a little loophole called the internet where you'll probably, if you're really in to the latest Finnish flick, you'll probably be able to boost it somewhere and stream it. So at the 96th Academy Awards from 2024, you might have heard of a little movie called The Zone of Interest. a British film. There was an Italian film called Lo Capitano. Maybe you hear the buzz about that on the streets. Maybe Perfect Days from Japan. You and your friend group can't get enough about talking about it. I'm Still Here. What's that from? These are just international movies. So you and your friend group are going to have to think about other things like White Lotus. You know, I'm Still Here from Brazil. The Seed of the Sacred Fig from Germany. No more of that. The Girl with the Needle sounds like it's really going to appeal to the American market. The Girl with the Needle, unless she's shooting a needle into her arm, and that's what they're referring to, while she's driving a luxury car off the side of a cliff with her tits out. America's not interested anyway. So this is a symbolic tariff. He says we're going to be making movies in America again. So that's it. I guess we were making them in Canada and stuff like that. Is that what he's saying? You can't make them other places there. So that'll be good. That'll be good. We can start using Pittsburgh for New York and all these cheaper options when they try to film New York, and you don't have to go to Canada anymore. Vancouver's not happy about this. Maybe this was a direct shot at Canada because we were using Vancouver a lot to shoot. But a majority are filmed outside the United States because it's cheaper. So a recent study of over 2,000 films received in U.S. cinemas between 2000 and 2014 found that more than half were filmed abroad. That's probably just gone up. And over a quarter were shot entirely outside the United States. If you're a free market guy, to say free market stuff. The globalists be damned. We are America first, including where we're going to get our next Woody Allen movie. You're not going, first of all, he was forced into retirement. It's not good. It's not good. Where's my next Woody Allen movie? Where's my Peanuts? So in 2024, just so you know, Hollywood studios have filmed 87% of their stuff in foreign territories. So we're not going to be doing that anymore. We're not going to be doing that. You're going to be filming on your phone in your city. There's going to be a lot more movies filmed in Goshen, Indiana. What if the movie script is about Italy? What do? You just go to Mulberry Street?
You shoot that in Disney.
Yeah, you just go to Disney and go, oh, you got a Japanese idea? Just hit Disney. Epcot Center is about to get massive studio deals. You know, that's what it's for. No more Canada, no more UK, no more Vietnam. What if your movie is a Vietnam piece? Do you just go to Chinatown and just take out AR-15s? I guess now you don't need to with CGI, just CGI everything. But here's the bigger problem. The movies. That's the bigger problem. Is that nobody's going to the movies. So there you have it. No more foreign films and no more American films shot not on American soil within the 50. Is it 50? Within the 50. The contiguous 50. You could still go to Hawaii. If you want to do a piece about World War II Greek piece, you know, about German occupation, you can still go to Hawaii and, I don't know, find a couple Samoans, give them Italian accents. I mean, there's ways around. There's ways around it. This one doesn't seem so important to me. But hey, it is what it is. We're ripping the Band-Aid off. We're going to be fine. But that Band-Aid that we're ripping off was from CVS, not Rite Aid. Because the ones at Rite Aid are just, they're not readily available in a lot of places. Rite Aid now, you have to GPS to find one. You know? You can't say anymore, I'm going to go down to my local Rite Aid and pick up my Zoloft prescription. You're going to have to GPS it. If you're a Rite Aid customer, you're going to have to GPS and maybe go a town over, because they're filing for their second bankruptcy. So when someone files for their second bankruptcy, I think it's fair to assume that it's not going great. That's an indication. I'm no economist, but some would suggest that CVS is winning that war. Why is it always two major? Why does it always come down to Coke, Pepsi, Rite Aid, CVS? Why is there? And then I guess you always got a third on the periphery. You always got like a doctor. You always got like a third one. You always got an RC Cola or a Wendy's, or in this case, a Walgreens. You know, but Rite Aid, we're awarding you the silver medal. The silver medal goes just over your head. They've agreed to a $10 billion buyout from a private equity firm, Sycamore Partners. Wow. It's declined in value $100 billion over the last decade. So I don't know if all the Rite Aids were in San Francisco during the riot, but how did that happen? How did that happen? Are people just not crazy about checking out their own goods anymore? I mean, I thought they had cut all the costs they could by having 0 employees in the store. You ever need something at Rite Aid and you end up just asking another customer because they have a red shirt because you just see no employees? I mean, there's like 1 employee in Rite Aid. So where's all their money going? Because I know people are getting their pharmaceuticals. It's unfortunate. I love Rite Aid. Dude, I can never tell the difference between CVS and Rite Aid. I can never remember which one I'm in. I can never know. I don't know the difference. Might as well just be one. Have you ever made that mistake? Like, am I going to CVS or Rite Aid, or they're just kind of interchangeable to me?
Yeah, when I have to go, it's a bad day. Like, that's a bad day for me.
When you got to go to CVS?
I'm like, shit, I got to go there. Really?
I got to go get some icy hot. Yeah.
It's not a fun day.
No. Maybe it's an indication people are taking less pharmaceuticals. I don't know. Isn't that their main business?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have the pharmacy.
Yeah.
You can order stuff online now. Amazon's got a big pharmacy. They got competition.
Yeah, that's probably what's hurting them. But they got a big debt, $2.5 billion in debt.
And it takes you 20 minutes to get toothpaste because someone has to come and unlock it.
You got to unlock the toothpaste. Because people started noticing once the employees dropped to 1, that there was an easier escape route out the door. And it's just one teenager working there who's just going like, dude, I'm getting paid $8. If Crest means that much to you, I don't know. Those people who do those runs on CVS, like, is there a resale black market for, Right Guard? I've never been in the hood on a corner and someone's like, yo, man, I got 250 Right Guards.
Got this Old Spice.
I got this Old Spice right here. You guys like Dove? Who needs some Dove? Y'all want some Pampers half off? But they never grab the Pampers. They grab stuff that's easy to grab, like a bunch of deodorants, bunch of toothpaste, toothbrush. I don't know. I never knew there was a hot black market for that stuff. I mean, a toothbrush is only like $1.29. What do you resell that for on the black market? 69 cents? I guess desperate times call for desperate measures. So this is their second bankruptcy. They've closed 800 and something plus stores over the past couple years. So Rite Aid went to the government and got some financial aid. They should just change the name from Rite Aid to financial aid because they need it. They really do. Or maybe we can raise some money for Rite Aid by giving it let's do a Rite Aid Gala. What about that?
Yeah.
Everyone cares about the arts, but nobody cares about our pharmacy stores. We do a couple of galas, fashion shows in a Rite Aid of choice. There's got to be one really fancy Rite Aid in the country, and we just make it hot somehow. Somehow the Met Gala became like the hottest ticket in town, and they raise a lot of money, I assume, just for the museum, right? It's just for the museum, dude. The Metropolitan Museum of Art, which, by the way, charges everyone who comes into it, and it's packed all the time, has figured out a way to really raise money. And the way they do that is by telling men to wear dresses and pay $30,000 per plate and get on a wait list. And if you want a table, I think it's like, what is it, 70 grand of whatever. It's 250 grand for a table, 70 grand or 40 grand for a ticket or whatever it is. It's a lot of money. It's AOC shouldn't have been there when she was back in the day. But the Met Gala has become this phenomenon that just started out, I guess, as a fashion show, dinner, at the Metropolitan Museum in New York City. And now it's just become this thing where celebrities go and they wear stuff that is just as outrageous as can be. And they play with gender, right? Here's the chick from, this guy's dressed as Che Guevara.
I think there's a theme every year.
Is there a theme?
Yeah.
So this guy is dressed as...
Let's see if we can guess the theme.
He's dressed as Ferdinand.
Yeah.
He's dressed as...
He does.
He's dressed as a guy who's about to get assassinated and start World War I. This guy's dressed as a military... This guy is dressed in a church outfit.
Very nice.
Yeah, this guy looks like a church choir deacon. This guy is... he's an actor, right? Yeah, he was an actor on that show. There's another guy. I mean, I love when I'm old. I just don't know any of these guys.
That's A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky's there. He's got the most normal outfit on. He looks like he works for Delta. Like that just looks like he's taking your ticket at Delta. And you just pay probably 30 grand for the outfit. But God, does that raise a lot of money? It raises so much money. But it must cost, who's that, Rihanna? Can't even tell. She looks like she's mourning a death. I mean, this chick's wearing pajamas. Who's that?
That's that singer. I forgot.
Wait, can I ask you, is this the Met Gala or the BET Awards? I haven't seen one non-black person on this red carpet.
Yeah, they're out.
They've moved on, right?
Yeah.
That's what happens. Yeah, there's, what's her name?
Zendaya
coming straight from the Kentucky Derby. That's sort of how it seems to happen, is like the whites are in there for a while. It's like nightclubs. They have their party, and then it's the same. I think the whites have gone to the suburban Met Gala because this is, dude, every single person there seeing black. Who was there? Heidi Klum was there. There was a few whites.
Sabrina Carpenter,
but it was a lot. Am I in my imagination that was a lot of blacks on the red carpet?
A lot of blacks. Yeah.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. I'm just noticing, and that's fine. It's good.
Janelle Monáe.
Who's that?
Singer.
She's white or black?
Black.
Okay, Janelle Monáe was there.
Check out that outfit.
Yeah. She just wore something on her nipples with a tie. So fashion's fun. It's New York. It's a fun thing. Everyone goes to the Met Gala and has a good time. There is Questlove, dressed like he's dressed every day. He didn't spend $1 on his outfit, which is what I would do. I don't know who that is. That's Chance the Rapper. He did the same thing. He just borrowed LL Cool J's hat. And then whoever that is, I don't know who these people are. I have no idea who anyone is. Who are those chicks down there? I have no idea who they are. Oh, that's Stella McCartney and Charlotte Tibley. Here's some other guys. I know that one guy's Tom Brady, and he's just with two finance guys. There's always just two guys. There's always guys around those retired athletes that are just finance guys. There's Chris Rock and James Corden sharing a laugh. You know, there's no racism. There's no racism at this level, baby. The cure to racism is you just got to give everyone $3 million. It'll be fine. We could do it too. We could totally, if we want to end racism tomorrow, just give everyone $3 million, right? Just say, hey, we're not going to pay for the military anymore. Go attack each other, right? It would be funny if we just go, look, you guys are going to do what you're going to do. You know, we'll just make a deal with whoever wins. You guys do what you got to do. We don't care about the vacuums that are created anymore. We're just going to give every one of our citizens $3 million. And if you guys blow up the world by accident, we're going to at least have a good year. Everyone's going to have just one great year. If India and Pakistan go off, it goes off. If Russia drops one, they drop one. But we'll have a month, a year. That'll be incredible. Imagine everyone walking around with $3 million. Do you think everyone would be chill?
Be nice.
Or do you think people would try to rob and try to get $6?
Yeah. You get that.
Just got to do that.
Now, do you give everyone $3 million?
Every single person gets $3 million. But then the prices go up, and it's hard.
But what if you just got here?
If you just got here,
Mm-hmm.
Are you asking me as a Democrat or Republican?
You tell me.
Well, if I'm a Democrat, which I sometimes am, they get $9 million because they just got here. They need it. If you're a Republican, I'm going to say they get $10. They get no dollars. They have to get turned back.
Rite Aid gift bag.
They get a Rite Aid gift bag. They get a Rite Aid gift bag, which is also like, come on, Rite Aid, before you go out of business, dude. Like, have a sale, whatever. Let me go stock up on deodorants. I mean, how long did deodorants last, by the way? Yeah, I mean, I think I got like, all the free sponsors sent deodorants. I may have like 27 deodorant sticks, some of them from like 2016. I still use them. Can deodorants go bad? I mean, what is it? It's just chemicals that stop you from stinking, which we probably shouldn't be using. But if you found out it was bad for you, would you rather live in a smelly world?
No.
If you find out fluoride's bad for you in the water, would you rather everyone's teeth is brown? I mean, come on, dude. Just come on. You got the medical industry, the cure industry has to make some money too. We can't just have a fully healthy society and then nobody's making any money on cures. It's like, what come on, dude. We got to let drugs in a little bit. I mean, we got to keep rehabs open. It's all about balance. You can't just have all good. Okay, RFK, so just chill a little bit. We need some fluoride, even if it's bad for you. There needs to be money in the cure. We got to keep people busy. Jesse says people got to be busy. They need things to do. I think you're right about that. People need things to do, especially if they're not like buried into work all day. They need things to do, things to talk about. They need mountains to climb. Sometimes that mountain is I need new teeth, and that's fine.
That's a good mountain.
Cuomo will be the next mayor of New York. It's a very important job. That's why I mentioned. I know a lot of you are not in New York, but Cuomo's back. He'll be the new mayor. Eric Adams had a nice party, but he won't make it. And he is putting people back in jail. Cuomo is opening back up the psych wards. He's boosting numbers of psych hospital beds. Keep one with my name on it. After he gutted them as governor. So he's doing a backtrack because he got rid of them and now he's putting them back. Because he's going, okay, that didn't work. It didn't work so much. Turns out it's hard to keep track of people's medications when they're not confined. You can't trust some people to go refill their medications. Medications are very important for people who have mental illness. Not mental health. Mental health and mental illness are two different things. You're having some mental health issues, box breathe, right? If you think the government is tapping your brain, you're gonna need big pharma. We need big pharma. It's the only solution that can keep that in check. So his plan, as he's talking about the New York's mental health crisis, which we all know is happening. You got on the street and it's just a little different than it used to be. So he's going, okay, whoopsie. That'd be funny if you tried to do the whoopsie with putting the old people in the home. We lock them all in or something. It's like, whoopsie. But he's like, I can't bring them back. So more than 1,000 beds meant for mental health treatments were also redirected for COVID, but only 200 return in the wake. So, dude, COVID, if you had COVID during COVID, you were like top priority. If you were like dying of cancer, wherever, they were like, sorry, we can't help you. This guy's got a bad cold. I'm making light, okay? Because a lot of people were damaged from COVID. But in hindsight, we got to admit, you have to be able to admit that COVID was bad. It was worse than the flu. It killed a lot of people. It did back up the hospitals at certain times. But we're going to have to look back and admit and go, we went a little overboard. We went a little overboard in how we dealt with it. But the thing is, I would like to say people always make it an American conspiracy because they just like, that's the good content. But look, the whole globe did the same thing. There was only a few countries that didn't lock down, right? Like it was Sweden. Everyone else was locking down.
Texas.
Oh, that was a country that didn't do it in Florida. And it ends up Florida and Texas probably had probably more people died there because they were a little more anti-vax or they were a little freer. But, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's a tough situation. You can't save every person. And it's not everyone's responsibility that somebody else may have, diabetes or whatever. I mean, those people, there really should have been but hindsight's 50-50. Not everything's a conspiracy. I think the most honest thing now in retrospect is nobody in the world knew except the Chinese who released it. But nobody else really knew how bad it was going to be. And it was just hard. I think it's hard to get on TV and just tell people we don't know. And I think it's also hard to retract and say we made a mistake. All right? Because then people go, you're fucking part of it. People just get too mad. So you just hope it all dies. But it was a mess in retrospect. It was a mess. Kids should have been in school. There should have been a strata. It should have been a strata. Like, if you feel like you're at risk, mask up, wait for the vaccine, stay inside, work from home. If you're a kid, you're free to send your kids to school. This is what it affects kids very slightly, almost none. If you're a regular healthy dude, go out there, I don't know. I'm no expert. It's a hard thing to manage a global, and then you're communicating with other countries. I mean, the whole thing's hard. But that's just one thing I always notice is when people have their conspiracies, they always blame the United States, but it's like the whole world was doing the same thing for the most part, and everyone was struggling with it. Just glad it's over. I don't even want to bring it back up. It's over. But what's also over is Barry Diller pretending like he was a straight guy. I got some stuff coming up in my special, which is being released June 1st, which is, I'm really proud that I picked some topics that maybe I'm going to catch a trend here, right? Because big bear attack, I have a joke about that. And it was a black bear, right? It's a black bear. You're not supposed to be that scared of black bears. Killed a guy and his dog, just killed him. I got a joke about that. People always say you shouldn't be scared of bears. Yeah? And then what are you doing? What are you doing at 83? What are you doing? Why didn't you come out a long time ago? Everyone knew that this was a beard. He was married to some other rich person, right? Diane von Furstenberg. They had a fake relationship. And now at 83, he wants to live true. After years and years and years of private leather bars and all that stuff. It must be amazing when you come out and nobody cares. People are even surprised I'm covering this story. You imagine this would have been a big story 15 years ago. Dude, it would be like Elon Musk. If Elon Musk came out tomorrow and said he was gay, it would be news for 1 hour. They would focus more on the kids still. They go, he's still having kids. Nobody cares, especially this. He's 83. Great. Go to Fire Island out now when nobody wants to bang you. Jesus. He first started dating von Furstenberg after they met. Dude, in 1974, they've had a fake relationship. He never questioned that his biological imperative was strong in its heterosexuality as its opposite had been. What does that mean? He added that when the romance happened, his initial response was, who knew? What? You're just talking giggly gook. There's no guy who ends up banging guys who doesn't think about banging guys before he starts banging guys. So let's stop this, dude. This is funny. This is like a guy from another era. This is like a guy coming out. It's almost like he's coming out of his bomb shelter. Going like, is the USSR saying? You're going, dude, no. We're worried about a whole nother country now.
The war's over.
Yeah, the war's over, dog. While there have been a good many men in my life, there has only ever been one woman. Yeah, your fake wife. And she didn't come into my life until I was 33 years old. Truth about us after all these years? Who knew? What? Oh, he's writing an essay in New York Magazine. I mean, who is getting juiced up to read that? Who cares? Who cares? I'll tell you right now, my wife could turn around tomorrow and tell me she's gay. And I'd be like, makes sense now.
What makes sense?
You know, your headache. You being too tired. Makes sense. I thought it was the kids. I mean, is anyone surprised? And does anyone really care? Scroll down because this is fun. Like, I didn't even understand what he was saying.
That's it. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. I like his statements. A relationship that began with indifference, then exploded into a romance as natural to us as breathing. Who is buying this bullshit? This is really funny. This is really funny. This is like my dad calling them Puerto Ricans. I mean, who does he think is buying this bullshit? He's even saying it like a gay guy. This is fake. If you ask me about my relationship with my wife, which is not fake, I wouldn't even say a relationship that began with indifference, then exploded into a romance as natural to us as breathing. Did it? Did it? How did it do that? How did the romance get so great when you were, pussy was repugnant to you? How was the romance so natural when you saw her vagina? You went, oh. It was as natural as breathing. Obviously, it wasn't as natural as breathing. No, it's not as natural as breathing. Having sex to you took a lot of mental stimulation about you thinking about guys. You know how many guys he plastered right on her face when he was, if he did? It's a fake relationship. You don't have $1 billion or whatever and go through the motions for anyone. You're just going, you're another rich chick, you know, you're like an insufferable cunt who nobody will marry. And I'm a closeted gay guy in a time where I don't want people to know that. So we're just going to have a fake marriage. How's that sound? And she's going to go, and she's probably going, thank you for being honest. Can you scroll back up? There's more. He said, it surprised us and everyone else. It really is the miracle of my life, the businessman added of his 24-year marriage, which he described as unique and complete love. I don't doubt that it was complete love when two people share a secret. That's someone you know you can trust. And they probably had a great relationship because they weren't into each other at all. That's the best relationships. I don't think they had one single fight. I think it's very easy to have a relationship where you don't have someone calling going, who's this bitch? Plain and simple, here's another one. I'll just read it like his inner voice. Plain and simple, it was an explosion of passion that kept up for years. And yes, I also liked guys, but that was not a conflict with my love for Diane. I can't explain it to myself or to the world. Why are you still lying? He added that he and Diane were in some cosmic way destined for each other. What? Does God likes closeted homos? What kind of cosmic? You were destined to be beards. You were destined to be great friends. Maybe I'll buy that. This is funny. The secret of honoring love and life. I'll take the secret. You know what? I'm about to take the secret of a lasting relationship from a guy who was in the closet and had a fake marriage. Because here it is. Here's the secret. The secret of honoring love and life is to never lie. I mean, are you gaslighting me right now? That is from Diane. That is from her. That's what Diane's rep said. That's the wife. Never lie. Never lie. Unless your whole life is a lie. Are we at that point now where people just say things like they just shock us so much that we just go like, what do you make of it? Like, I'm not trying to make a big deal out of something that's not a big deal because it's not. But are we just at that point where people just say the opposite thing? And like, are people that bold now? You know, where you just go, the secret of life is never to lie. And then you're reading an article about quite obviously a relationship that was a lie. Is that where we're at? Mm-hmm. She says, I did leave him. I went with other men, but they always ended up being jealous of Barry and not the other way around. Do you buy this? Mm-hmm. Do you buy it?
Yeah, I mean, the timing is great. 83, why not?
Yeah, and do you buy that the other men were jealous of the clear homosexual she was married to?
Sure.
She said, I'm never leaving Barry. Yeah, because it was in the contract that you guys signed when you merged your fortunes or whatever.
You're never going to leave a billionaire who doesn't want to have sex with
Yeah, I think she might be wealthy on her own.
you? She has a popular fashion brand, yeah.
Yeah, so I think, but probably not as much as him.
Hanging out with a billionaire is not that
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, these people live these people are so comfortable. And the thing about this strata of people is they're so comfortable having two lives. And that's great. They're so comfortable with having a life that they present, that is just flawless. And then one where they're in a dungeon, getting spanked, wearing a horse. Like it's balanced for them. You go to the Met Gala and you sip fucking cold soup and you talk French. And then there's another one where you're just getting ridden by another guy who has a horse saddle on you. And it's just what they do. And it's a nice balance. God, he got in the internet early, 1995. Yeah.
He's a Hollywood mogul.
He's a Hollywood. He co-founded Fox. This guy's as big as it gets. And so I guess this is a decent story because of how huge he is. He's a very rich man. And at 85, he just wants to come clean. Great. What could be interesting is he's done something very unscrupulous that's about to come out, but it'll get buried, pun intended, because maybe the journalists will go, this will never be as big a story as him coming out as gay. Maybe he's like, this is the time because I just funded this thing that ended up killing all these children or whatever. I ended up, investing in this weapons industry kind of something. He has long partnered with Scott Rudin. He's produced Broadway shows. So is that not a tip-off? Broadway, I think, is a more sure way to know if a guy's gay than if he's got a dick in his mouth. If a guy can sit through a Broadway musical that wasn't written by the South Park guys, you got a gay guy. It's a gay guy. It's 100% a gay guy. I've never been able to sit through any musicals, except Hamilton. I kind of liked it, but not the way my wife liked it. I've never been able, and that is how I actually proved to myself that I was actually, in fact, a straight man, was I just couldn't sit through a musical. Gay people, there's just something in their brain that just, the frequency is musical.
So what's a gayer act? Sucking a dick or sitting through a musical?
Equal. I think it's equal. I think they go hand in hand. But I think sitting through a musical may have the edge. Who knows? But dude, he's got his hands in a lot of things, and his hands on a lot of guys. He's a chairman of Expedia. God, he invested early in Match.com and Vimeo, investor in Aereo, stream service, Broadway shows, movies. Go back up for a second. Look at that. Ticketmaster. He spun off several companies from Ticketmaster, holding company for various internet and media businesses. Damn. Wow. Well, he's a gay guy. He's a gay guy, but he's deeply, deeply in love. Yes, I was with other men. So are they saying they knew about it? They're saying they kind of knew about it, right? And they just kind of did it. They're just coming clean. Yeah. The House of DVF album. Alum. Oh, that's her? Mm-hmm. That they don't sleep together, but said, I like it that way. All right, so they had a deep friendship that was a fake marriage, and they're coming clean, and, he was her gay bestie, and she was the beard, and what a fucking story. I'm doing anything I can to avoid talking about tariffs. How about another good one? Skechers has gone private for $9 billion. Now, what does it mean when it goes private? It means, I guess, it was a public company, and then I guess you got to buy it out from all the stockholders, all the publicly held stock, and bring it private. I guess that's what Elon Musk did with Twitter, right? And it was bought by $9.4 billion with 3G Capital. What does that mean? That's a company. Oh, so the company 3G Capital bought it. I just find it's an interesting time. I wouldn't say it was a good time to buy Skechers because all the people who wear Skechers have been deported from the country. I mainly see Mexicans wearing Skechers, and it's not young Mexicans. It's usually older Mexican ladies. Skechers sneakers. Maybe Skechers is going to try to go big and revamp. You remember when Damon Dash tried to bring back Pro Cats? Yeah. Maybe they'll try something with Skechers.
Well, they signed Snoop.
They signed Snoop.
Snoop as a brand ambassador.
Yeah, these things never work because, they catch on organically. It's never going to really, you can't hire someone and bring them in and make it cool. It just doesn't work like that. It's got to start cool. Here's Snoop hawking Skechers. It's about the art until you're done with the art and you want to sell Skechers. Skechers X by Snoop Dogg. Everyone changes when they have kids. You could get the Skechers X from Snoop Dogg. He's got his own Sketcher. You know when he signed the deal, it was like, wait, I don't got to wear these things, right? So you can always pick them up. And the comments are always great. They're like, nah, pass. What are those? But they're not that bad. It's
got the bandana pattern on them.
Bandana pattern on the Skechers. So Skechers, their new motto, it ain't just your housekeeper's sneakers anymore. It ain't just a 65-year-old with plantar fasciitis sneaker no more. It ain't in the dollar bin at Filene's no more. And someone says, I love when they pay for the comments. The white ones are so comfortable. Are there shoes like this for women or are they unisex shoes? I'm so interested, fake account 85 weeks ago. These will do huge in Honduras. I love these shoes. I got 2 pair in size 14 just yesterday. I'm on the website. Oh, this is the dude. I'm on the website to order 2 more pairs in the size 14. I mean, how fake are these comments? What's real, dude? What is left that's real? What is left is real besides war footage on TikTok? Are you even sure that's all real? I mean, what's real? What is real? Barry Diller's marriage isn't real. Snoop Dogg selling Skechers, that's not real. What is real right now? We're at a point right now we might as well just give Elon Musk a city of his own. And that's what we've done. That's what Texas has given Elon Musk. This is going to be what they call 0.0. What is that called? 0.0?
What?
What's the location when it's 0? X marks the spot.
Ground zero?
It's going to be ground zero.
Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah. It's going to be ground zero for colonizing the Mars. So now SpaceX has its own city, own laws. They may have their own police force, and wokeness is not welcome. Everyone there is going to be born as the gender they were assigned. They're going to live that way. In the South Texas home, they just signed a deal with Texas where they've made it their own city. He's got his own Vatican. It's going to be an official city called Starbase. So we're headed into the future. I wonder what the future is going to look back at Elon. What's his legacy going to be? We don't know. There's going to be movies made about him that it's going to be one of those mixed bags. Like they did with the one that Leonardo DiCaprio played the plane guy who like had like panic attacks or autism or some shit. So they're launching. That's where they'll be launching SpaceX rockets, and that's where everyone will be reading Milton Friedman's economic books. No commies allowed. No libs allowed. We're going to be sending astronauts back to the moon and someday to Mars. Has he sent to the moon yet?
To the moon?
Has anyone been to the moon since we were at the moon?
Maybe the Chinese?
Besides Alice from Honeymooners?
To the moon.
To the moon, bang, zoom. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. He's got his own city. He can do whatever he wants. I wonder what happens if you committed crime there.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's been to the moon.
It's 1972.
Yeah, since 1972. I guess it was like when they came back, they were like, just a rock, dude. Since 1972. It's been 50 years. And they weren't American, right?
It looks like an Apollo 17 mission.
Oh.
Last two humans to walk on the moon. Eugene Cernan and Harrison Schmitt.
Yeah. What did they do up there? Costs a lot of money to just go up there and stand and plant a flag. So I think that's the reason where they're going like, why are we going to just stand on a satellite and do what? Look at Earth, take a picture, and then go home. Going to the moon is, it's probably like going to Niagara Falls. You take a pic, and then you're like, all right, we did it. It ain't Wally World. There's no rides to get on. You just go there and take a pic. And is that even real? Did we land on the moon? A lot of people don't think so. But I will mention Trump once in saying that he said he will not do a third term. Is that real? Is that not? We don't know. He obviously likes to watch people squirm. He likes to say things one way and get their panties all in a bunch, and then he retracts it. You just don't know what's true, what he's going to do, and what's coming out of his mouth. But he says, I will be an 8-year president. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for following the Constitution. I will be an 8-year president. I like how he makes it his idea. He's like, it's my idea. I will be an 8-year president. And we're all going. That's like when Chris Rock made that joke. I raised my kids. You're supposed to raise your kids. But he put us in a position to all be like, congratulations, thank you, that you'll only be an 8-year president. He mentioned not only J.D. Vance, but also Marco Rubio when asked about future GOP leaders. So there you go. There won't be a Trump dynasty. He's following the law. All of it was just a prank. The kid knows how big pranks are on the internet. He knows how big it is to just troll and have a good time. And he was just having a good time by saying, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe 3, he's just playing around. He's playing around. But at the end of the day, he's going back to Mar-a-Lago when it's all over. And that will be that. It'll be the end. And we'll get 4 years of J.D. Vance. And everyone will be back in business. And everything will be okay. Because it's always okay. It's okay. Did we land on the moon or not? Who cares? It's okay. Rite Aid went out of business. It's okay. CVS got your back. Walgreens is still there. There's still a few Rite Aids left. Skechers, don't worry. Okay, you can't afford Nikes? Skechers got you covered. It's okay. There's a pair of Skechers that's got your feet's name all over it. Okay? Warren Buffett, he's retiring, but it's okay. It's okay. He's still going to work for Hathaway, whatever it's called, Berkshire's. Guy's going to continue to work at 94. How do you retire from a job where you don't really labor? Like, what's he going to do? He's retiring, but he's staying on. So it's title only. I tell you what, dude, that guy found his passion and he's not interested in doing anything else. He is going to continue to trade at 94 years old. So it's okay. It's all okay. And if the world blows up, you can hop on a starship on Starbase for what it would cost you for one plate at the Met Gala. My name is Yannis Pappas. This has been your calm news of the week. Hey, I want to give a shout out for the free .art music in Hawaii. Go check out their website for free shows and free music from local artists. Also want to say what's up to Nate Linder, the proprietor, the CEO of IndigoLabsAgency.com. IndigoLabsAgency.com. Marketing solutions backed by data and proven by impact. I've worked with Nate. He'll help you. He'll get you monetized. He'll get you money with your digital projects. Rebels-Raiders.com. You get a goat shirt at this point. Go check the website. He's restocking soon. Plate carriers, medical bags, rifle slings. All that stuff is dropping soon in multicam and M81 Woodland Camo. Sign up for in-stock notifications so you don't miss out. Go grab the goat shirt like I said. Go check them out. Rebels-Raiders.com. Suds Auto Spa, located in Bridgeville, south of Pittsburgh, 412-564-5033, info@sudsautospa.com. Check them out on the gram. They will clean your car up. Ceramic coatings, storage assets, car capsule units. They will travel. The bigger the job, the farther they will travel. But if you're south of Pittsburgh, check them out. PCB Tech Art. Get yourself the Power Nest right now because your phone shouldn't play hide and seek with your car's charger, and the Power Sphere, which will make your car smell good. Visit PCBTechArt.com. Use Yannis10 for 10% off. Yannis10.